Welcome to the Terra Craft SMP, where there are thousands upon thousands of blocks recreating the entire Earth. In this video, I made allies, enemies, and everything in between. Now in this SMP, we choose a country and try to survive with our territory alone, some countries being more livable than others. Now I am the country of Brazil, a land mostly made of acacia and jungle. Now even though I'm a large country, I still need help, because no matter how much land I have, I would never be safe from the strongest alliance in the server. So I created a union called the Peaceful Powers with the help of Argentina and France. This union eventually grew to be the most powerful in the entire server, outnumbering the other alliance by many. However, we would come to find out this wouldn't end up being enough. So with all that out of the way, let's begin the server in 3, 2, 1. I immediately got straight to work as soon as I spawned in Brazil. Due to all the daily coins I stacked up over the time before the server started, I had a great advantage in terms of gear. And I just had to get ready building my house and doing all the basics. I then immediately set up a farm to get a food source because at the time there was a glitch plugin causing us to be unable to kill anything. So our only source of food was farming. But then disaster struck when I accepted a teleport request from China, who then proceeded to murder me and take everything I owned, leaving me with absolutely nothing. But I wasn't going to back down, so I immediately went to my capital, Brasilia, and constructed a base, while also going to go mine. I mined a lot of diamonds, and even along the way mined a bit of obsidian so I could make the first nether portal on the server. And not before long, I had full diamond armor yet again. And that's exactly what I did. I was the first person ever on the server to make it to the nether. Oh, that is a giant ghast.
The massive.
Kind of. And not even 5 minutes after that, less than 100 blocks away, I was able to find a nether fortress right next to my portal. Meaning not only was I the first person to enter the nether, but I was also the first person to enter the nether fortress and hopefully get blaze rods. My past experience with lava is not being affected by it. Never mind, I guess. Regardless of that hiccup, I ended up getting enough blaze rods by killing so many blazes to enter the end. But it was then that I learned some pretty important information. So something I didn't mention is that to start annexing countries to add to your territory, you first have to wait 2 weeks after you kill the Ender Dragon. So that's why I've been speeding my way to kill the Ender Dragon. But the admins at this point told me that the end will only open about 3 weeks from now and it'll be a server-wide event. Meaning, besides brewing, what I'm currently doing is not at all productive. Also, this happened, which is pretty cool.
My god, you can almost make the weather if you get on their heads.
I don't believe I will, but you know what, Forrest? I believe in myself. I did not get ahead from that one.
I don't believe
Guys, press Alt F4. It'll give you diamonds. I tried it. It worked.
Yeah, that's how I got mine. What? That is how I got mine. Oh my gosh, I actually got a skeleton head. Now, almost immediately after this, the server went offline for maintenance, but the admins asked me to help fix it, and as a reward for me helping, they gave me a crate key that is able to drop netherite gear if lucky. But there's also another thing that happened while the server was offline. I made an alliance with the most hated player on the entire server. This is Jeff. They own all of Belgium, and they're the most hated player on the server because they killed so many people before the server even started and then robbed them to get full netherite gear. And they're offering me an alliance to get revenge on China for what they did to me in the first 10 minutes of the game. But would I really ally with someone who did the same thing that China did to me to so many more people just to get revenge on that one person? Yeah, no, absolutely. I accepted, and now we had a pretty deadly alliance. The second the server came back online, I created an embassy of Brazil inside the nether to remind people who got there first, and traded with some piglin. I then traded a netherite helmet I got earlier for a netherite chest plate from Jeff. I then took a quick break from all the chaos going on to visit my two closest allies, Machine and Jackson, and see all the cool bases they made down in Argentina. Now everything was normal until out of the blue, Mexico appeared on my territory and asked to build a mob farm. Now, most people would be suspicious of this, and I was too. But I gave him the materials and let him build the mob farm because he said he'll share the claim with me, which would allow me to use it as well. I wasn't sure why he wanted to build it here, but I had no complaints as I was going to get free levels for every single mob that would drop down here. So I gave him the stuff he needed and he just got straight to work. He built a mob farm like he promised, and it worked. It worked very well, actually. Now it was about here where two of the strongest members on the entire server started fighting. Ex-Gunner, leader of the United Kingdom, and Jeff, the one who gave me my netherite chestplate. It was clear that eventually the entire server would have to pick sides, and I had one goal, which was to stay neutral the entire time, because both of them are strong enemies that I don't want to have to go against. Now it was also around this time that the mob farm neared its completion, and it was done, so Mexico got off for the night. It was very late. Due to how late it was just me and Doge on the server. And I was grinding the mob farm, testing it out. And for context, villagers are extremely valuable on this server due to the fact they don't spawn naturally and you need to get them from a loot crate, and it's very rare. So a zombie villager spawns, which means it's possible to get naturally spawning villagers on the server. So Doge teleports to me and we cure it. But getting this thing into a villager farm was so painful. I'm just going to show like the highlights of how difficult it was to get him here. Some of you probably felt upset just watching that, and I'm sorry. And just like that, after we all went to bed, we woke up for it to finally be time. The duel between Ex-Gunner and Belgium. Whoever won would stay in the server while the other would be permanently banned, never to return. And I missed the whole thing. That's right, I missed it. So I have no footage of what happened, but I heard it was pretty anticlimactic, and I do know Ex-Gunner won, and Belgium was banned. So my plan to kill China was temporarily put on hold. So with that out of the way, now we can get into my alliance, the Peaceful Powers. The alliance has so many members, and we decided to build a base in French Guinea, since it was a mix of South America and Europe, being owned by France, while technically still being in South America. So I went over there and I built a dome-like area and placed the flag of every single member we had, almost filling every single wall around us. And I ended the first day of the Terra Craft SMP by placing the Peaceful Powers flag at the front of the Peaceful Powers Union Hall, which wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys later.